Channel 2 and at 6 p.m. and midnight, and they are always available for your viewing pleasure on YouTube. Tonight we are going to start with a workforce partnership. I see you back there. You want to come on up?
Just getting my phone on silent. Well, how is everyone tonight?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
Very good. Give you guys a couple handouts. Before I start talking, sometimes people need a refresher on who Workforce Partnership is and what we do. Sure. Would you like a refresher?
You're good. Are you good?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm
Welcome back, though.
Well, thank you.
Glad you're here.
Thank you very much. It's always good to be here. So she's passing out a couple of different things. One is this nice green one with our pretty faces on it. That is just a contact sheet in case you need to get a hold of the business services team after this event or at any time throughout the year.
I love it when you put photos with names. That's so smart.
Good, thank you. The other piece of paper is an impact report that we have distributed through different reporting structures that we need to do. And the first side, this side right here, this side is like overall what we do and the impact that we're making. So with our WIOA funding, how we're spending those funds and how they go out and how we're impacting the economy in the area. The other one is the economic impact of that. Below it is our engagement. As you can see, the program completers with WIOA. As a reminder, WIOA is the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. It provides funding for individuals who have barriers to employment, to gain skills, to get them into a career. Our goal is always to try and direct people towards a high-wage, high-demand career. So one of those in the state of Kansas, of course, is a CDL driver. So WIOA funding a lot of times will help offset the funds for someone to get their CDL license. As you can see, we've served over 16,000 job seekers. We've served over 1,000 employers combined with Wyandotte, Leavenworth, and Johnson County. We're always looking to increase that number. Our services are free for employers as well as job seekers. We held over 338 job fairs in the Tri-County area, and we had over 2,700 people attend those job fairs. And of course, we're always looking for ways to get the word out to individuals who are seeking that opportunity for employment. You can see here that we have a couple other kind of programs, one of which is RespectWorks, which we're working closely with reentry individuals, those that are justice involved. That grant, we served 165 job seekers. One of the individuals that worked really hard with that is in the back. She wants to raise her hand. And of course, you can see that we had a 75% employment rate with that. RespectWorks was taking people anywhere from 3 to 6 months before their release, starting to work with them, get them ready for the workforce, and help them transition upon release into employment, finding transportation, housing, etc. We also do a K-12 work-based learning program. We have 2 business services people on our team, Sloan and Daniela, that work closely with all of the school districts in that Tri-County area. As you can see, we've served over 14,000 students, and we engage employers all the time in work-based learning opportunities within the school district. I know even the Leavenworth School District is trying to find ways to have opportunities for students to leave their school day, go to work, gain some real work experience, even in internships, that kind of a thing. And so we work with all the school districts to kind of help develop that with the employers. As you can see, our WIOA performance, the employment rate, and everything is right down there as far as that goes. We do also help employers create registered apprenticeship programs. A lot of people don't realize that we work closely with the Kansas Office of Apprenticeship to help employers create that. we can be their intermediary and help track all of their people that are going through the registered apprenticeship program. And currently to date, we have developed 12 different registered apprenticeship programs. Honestly, that's an old number. We just had 2 that was approved this week, so that would be 14.
Can you tell me where those 12 are?
Yeah, they're
Or-
all
or
through.
more?
Well, they're all throughout the metro, like between Wyandotte, Leavenworth, and Johnson County. So we've helped develop the one that's nursing with the Midwest Health Association. We've also helped like Gibson Electric do theirs. We helped a company down in Olathe called Shark Appliance for appliance repair. Those careers go anywhere from 65 to 75K. So it's a wide variety of careers that we're working with, as well as diesel mechanic, different electrical ones.
Sure.
And we're working with, down in DeSoto right now, maintenance tech for the large machines within manufacturing. So wide variety of career paths.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So on this side, this is our impact report just for Leavenworth County. As you can see, we've kind of compared it as far as the veterans that we've enrolled. As you can see, Leavenworth County, we had 53. First place was Johnson County with 71, and they're just listed here in no particular order. He just matched them. But so we've served a total of 161 veteran job seekers, and usually these numbers that we're looking at as far as veteran job seekers are ones that maybe are impacted by some sort of a barrier to employment upon release. So we also look at the ex-offenders. We've served a total of 308. 142 of them have been right here in Leavenworth County. And the youth that we've served in Leavenworth County has been 25. And youth for us is age 16 to 24, experiencing some sort of a barrier to employment. That barrier could simply be they're living in poverty. They could be a single parent living in poverty. They could be facing a disability of some sort. They could be a high school dropout. Any of those types of barriers to employment. As you can see, this is who we've enrolled in training on the other side within the last year out of our Leavenworth office. You can take a good look at that as the different type of things they've come to us for. And within their training, we've had a 59 total that we have helped skill up so that they can gain better employment options and provide themselves with a livable wage. Any questions on any of that?
What's a hot job?
A hot job is any type of job that is in Kansas Works, so www.kansasworks, which is our job board, that pays a livable wage. So a livable wage right now is around $21 an hour. And if it's paying $21 an hour, the company has benefits, they're a good company. Sometimes, you know, they're a smaller company too, and they just don't have the marketing resources like what a larger company would have. We put that out in our free publication that goes out twice a month, and it's the hot jobs. And we put in there the job openings, the employer, how to find the job, how to apply, that kind of a thing. And we send it out to over 90 different agencies that are working directly with individuals seeking employment. So it could be like Catholic Charities or you know, some other type of agency, churches sometimes that are working with individuals, that kind of thing.
And what's the average, what do you think the average is that people are making now? I mean, you hear, you know, a new company's hiring as high as $28, and then you hear as low as, you know, minimum wage still. So what do you see the average?
Average?
Yeah.
It really depends on
What the job is?
what type of job it is, right? And then it also depends on the county, honestly. Leavenworth historically has had lower wages than Wyandotte. It's very difficult sometimes to when we speak to employers in Leavenworth, a lot of times they still think they can pay minimum wage, and they cannot. They simply cannot find talent. Nobody's paying minimum wage anymore. Probably the bottom line wage to even attract high school students is about $15 an hour. And from there, the living wage, 18 is about just right over the poverty level. So someone, single household making $18 an hour, they may need a second job to make ends meet. There's lots of people working at $18. There's lots of employers paying people at $18. But with the way that things are changing, the cost of housing, it's not going to be around much longer. People are going to need more money in order to be working at a livable wage. I know employers coming into the area, when they're looking at attracting talent, they're paying anywhere from 21 to 23 starting wage. Usually that's in manufacturing, and that's entry level. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the last item that I wanted to let you guys know about is that our WIOA funding is constantly being reduced. So that WIOA funding, we have to spend a certain amount of it in order to skill up and train individuals, and the other half of it, of course, pays our overhead, our rent, that kind of a thing. And because that funding is being cut, we kind of got met with a perfect storm this year, which all three of our offices, the Johnson County one, the Wyandotte one, and the Leavenworth one, our leases were coming up all roughly at about the same time. So our executive board has made the decision to consolidate down to one office. So I believe our Leavenworth rent, we no longer rent in Leavenworth as of the end of December. So we will not have a physical location in Leavenworth starting January. We are trying to research alternatives. So if you guys have any ideas of
How many people come in, like, who don't have internet access, or how much foot traffic do you get?
that would be a great question for Kelly back there. Daily foot traffic.
I know you have can you get more of the vans that come around? Do you have a van that comes around and?
No, we do not. We do not
And then
have
a bus
van.
or something?
We do not.
What happened to it?
Oh, we got rid of that years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, years
Okay,
ago.
I'm behind.
Yeah, years
I
ago.
would say we probably have an average for a month would be, depends on if we have a hiring event, so that changes a lot. On average per day, anywhere from 12 to 20.
Oh, that's a
Yeah, and
lot.
I've had as much as 30 a day. So it depends on what's going on, what kind of jobs are out there. Believe it or not, weather makes a difference.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, we stay busy. We do, like resumes, we help them job search, so we do stay busy.
So, yeah, that's a concern because,
And sometimes people will stay there we close out for lunch, but they're there from the time we open until we go to lunch, and then they will come back because they're working on resumes or they're applying for positions,
sure.
practicing their interview.
So the Johnson County and Wyandotte offices are gonna stay open, but not the Leavenworth?
No,
No.
we're gonna close the Johnson County office as well, and we're gonna consolidate to one office in Wyandotte, because it's kind of the middle spot of both places. We are currently in negotiations for, space. We have not landed on a new home just yet. We are looking for the possibility of satellite offices, what might be available, even if we're in the community a couple days a week, so that people can access our services. So, we thought you guys might have an idea too.
Yeah, we've got some business owners here in the audience tonight that downtown might be available, and might want to talk to before you leave, that Main Street's here, maybe find you some space downtown.
Sounds great, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like if you're getting up to 30 people a day that come in, not someplace we want you guys to close your doors here.
Exactly, and it was a very difficult
Sure.
decision, but, in light of all the funding cuts that have been taking place that we've all seen and heard about on the news, we've been impacted by that as well, and so we had to make a very difficult decision. And so that's why we're trying to look for alternative resources, other places to maybe be, have a satellite office, whether it's a couple days a week or, we can do a small amount of rent, but we're really kind of looking for those kind of free or unused resources that might be out there anywhere within the community that we're just not aware of, or just ideas. So the more heads that get together, the better, right? So that's our biggest news going forward. And we do know it will have an impact, especially with our foot traffic that comes in. But our goal is to try and find somewhere to land within the next few months.
I think I saw the librarian here too, yep. Maybe the library, he's got his card.
Got a card? Okay, I think
So there's some good networking right here in the audience before you leave.
Sure. Okay. You guys have any other questions for me?
No. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for all your
You
work.
might have a question.
He just always looks,
I'm just disappointed that you weren't able to stay open.
I know. Yeah, it's rough. Well, the thing is, we'll still be able to serve, people, but they just have to travel to get to us, and we know that that is the barrier for a lot of Leavenworth residents.
Do you do any work with customers, for lack of a better term, via internet?
Yes, we're gonna try
Zoom
and
or
research
anything
better,
like
yeah.
that?
Virtual services, yeah, we're probably gonna need to dive into that, but even so, there'll be a place that they might need to access it, like going to the library to
Sure.
access the virtual contact with us, yeah, exactly. And honestly, I'll be honest, some of the job seekers that we work very closely with, they're not very computer literate. They need help creating a resume, so that's the other concern is will they be able to do the virtual component?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they might not have a computer either.
exactly, yeah.
Well,
Yep.
thank you, I appreciate
Alright.
you coming.
Thank you.
Ms. Rowland.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Main Street. Leavenworth Main Street.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Okay, so in front of you, you're going to see the presentation. This is my presentation. This is not the presentation that Ken provided previously. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Is this a budget presentation?
No, this is not a budget presentation. This is fiscal year '24 presentation.
If it says budget, just making sure.
Well, I mean, there is some
Okay.
stuff in there about that. But anyways, thank you for the opportunity to address you this evening and talk a little bit about the results from fiscal year '24. As we get into it, I want you to acknowledge the Main Street team. So I came on in 2024 as the executive director in March. I was able to bring on Samantha Carpenter as our marketing and events coordinator, which is a brand-new position. She joined in June. And at that time, Scott O'Neill was the president of our board. He resigned in November, and that was an opportunity for Ken Bateman to step in at that time to get us through the remainder of the fiscal year and start on the new fiscal year in 2025. So the future of Main Street depends on cultivating active, focused, effective leadership. And as you can see, we have a full board of directors that is representative of small businesses, of building owners, of financial institutions, and small businesses downtown. We also have 2 city appointees, Ron Booth and Kim Portillo. Kim doesn't start until fiscal year '25, but she's included on here. And then our ex officio members. And as you can see, Main Street operates on a 4-pillar methodology: economic vitality, organization, design, and promotions. And those are the chairs of those committees. We also partner with the community. So we partner with City of Leavenworth, the CVB, LCDC, the Chamber, Grow Leavenworth County, Fort Leavenworth MWR, and the Spouses Club. And we provide reciprocal memberships to Richard Allen Cultural Center, Leavenworth County Historical Society, and also Leavenworth Arts. So a little bit as we get into the results, we want to talk about what sets Main Street apart. There remains to be a lot of confusion about the role of the Chamber or LCDC or Main Street. And we are very distinct organizations that are separate from one another, but we are partners in economic development. So Main Street, as an organization, is the only organization that has a specific, informed, place-based mission. And what that means is we went out into the community, we asked questions, we got feedback on what they were looking for, and that is how we created our transformation strategies that led to the strategic plan. So that is what informed and specific means. And we are interested in the development through revitalization and preservation of historic downtown commercial districts. So we are really interested in economic development through the lens of place-based economics, revitalization, and preservation of our historic downtown.
This is a nice slide.
Do you guys have any questions about that slide or any distinctions between the organizations as it relates to outcomes?
No, but that's good. I'm glad you put that in there.
So we received a grant from the state to host our first strategic board retreat. So this is the first time Main Street has had an official strategic plan, and we hired facilitators through the grant in the state to come in and lead this board retreat. And in so doing, we updated our mission and our vision. So the mission of Main Street is to revitalize and preserve downtown through community engagement, education, and historic preservation. Our vision is that we have a vibrant, resilient downtown where businesses succeed, visitors explore, and the community gathers in pride. So that is an anchor for what we used our transformation strategies to inform the strategic plan on these missions and this vision. So we, as an organization, do place-based economic development. The next slide is something that you have seen before, but it is the Main Street approach. The Main Street approach is not used by the Chamber. It's not used by LCDC. This is from our Main Street America, which is a national organization out of the Trust for Historic Preservation. Our goals, we set those based on economic vitality, design, organization, and promotion. Those are the lenses that we look through when we're making decisions on which events that we may do, which programs we may offer, which incentives or grants we help facilitate. It's around economic vitality, design, organization, and promotion. So Main Street funding sources, as you can see, the City of Leavenworth, you are our largest investor in our program. We greatly appreciate your support over the 30 years that we have been an organization downtown. But following closely is our investors at $50,000. Followed by promotions, events, fundraising, sponsorship of those events. We do generate some income from our office and apartment rentals, and then we've received small allotments from grant programs such as the $5,000 that paid for our board retreat, and also the CVB grant, which supported Moonlight Market and Rev and Rock, some of the marketing that we did for those events. This was really, really interesting data that after I looked at all of our events, everything that we brought in, the $45,000 worth of Main Street bucks that we pumped into the downtown. As an organization, I'm required to report metrics to the state. Our Kansas Main Street program, which filters those numbers up into our Main Street America main office. So as you can see, Kansas Main Street program is reporting that for every $20 to $21 that is, or for every dollar that is invested, we are able to put $20 to $21 back into our local economy. That is 3 to 6 times the return on most other widely used economic development approaches. And the benefit of that, outside of just the reinvestment of dollars, is that it improves community health, engagement, and the historic preservation of your downtown, your historic downtown infrastructure. If you take a look across community development grants, the SBA programs, tourism, state historic tax credits, even our general city economic incentives, none of those are able to impact the local economy the way that Main Street does. So if our organization were to have to cease operations, that's $21 that does not go back into downtown per dollar that's invested. So the following slides are now, you're going to be looking at the various pillars of the work that we do and the results that we generated in 2024. So under organization and membership, Main Street is now wanting us to focus a little bit more on some additional economic development drivers so we can gather the metrics that then goes to national. So we focus on business, real estate, place. Place means like, consider the lot where we unfortunately took down the building across from Pullman's. We would look at that as a way to activate that space. So what does our community need? What are they asking for? What can we afford? What is available? But we would activate that space in a way that would drive economic development or for customers and consumers in our community to come and spend time downtown. Preservation is getting ahead of those facade repairs or those small repairs that happen and denigrate our buildings over time. We're there to help our owners and our business owners or people who are purchasing buildings to really consider the cost of preservation as a maintenance to their building up front, and it's not something that's going to take their building down in the future. People, helping business owners succeed, capacity, ensuring that organizations like Main Street have professional staff, and also that we have the volunteer capacity to meet the needs of our community. Events are twofold. Sometimes they're fundraising events for the operations of the organization. You know, we have bills to pay. Insurance went up 40% this year. I have salaries that I have to pay. Just, you know, in following up on the partnership with Workforce, we have to pay a livable wage. And then marketing is, we look at marketing as how do we market the downtown district, also the businesses that are there. How do we support businesses so they are empowered to speak to their audience themselves? We do not have the capacity as an organization to be a marketing agency for all the businesses downtown, but we can provide guidance, best practices. We've brought in individuals that have taught seminars on social media and digital marketing. We have design specialists that can help them determine what the proper layout is for attracting business. There are a lot of tools and resources that we can help with if and when businesses come to us and ask for that. And just really how does it benefit is, you know, you're investing in Main Street because you're investing in the heart of Leavenworth's economy. Over fiscal year 24, so that would have been the duration of my first year here, we increased revenue by 102%. Events and sponsorship. We want to foster a vibrant downtown, and there are a variety of reasons why we bring people downtown. It's not just events at Haymarket Square. It's not just intended specifically and solely to bring customers into stores. Sometimes it's about educating them about what the district is, what's here in the 28 blocks. Maybe you would have never gone into that store if we hadn't hosted an Alive After 5, etc. And also events like Rev and Rock, Jeep Fest. I was bringing individuals 6 hours and plus away here because we chose an event that has a niche audience that follows their passion. That way, we could say we had, 5 to 10 individuals that stayed in the hotels here because they drove here for Red Rock Fest. So we hosted more than 35 events and promotions throughout 2026. So with the passports, promotions, and the events, we influenced over $60,000 in increased sales downtown. And I understand it's hard to see that, but this is a very large district. We have Main Street bucks that come in stacks every single day from restaurants and boutiques. Hundreds and thousands of dollars come through our office that we pay back to the business for taking Main Street bucks. It's a one-to-one transaction. It's just like a gift card for downtown. But consistently, especially when the school district has purchased $35,000 of Main Street bucks, that is You have to spend that downtown. You can't take that to Walmart. You can't take that to Home Depot. You have to spend it in our downtown community, and it's a beloved program, and we'd hate to see that go away. Alive After 5, $15 tickets. We sold over 500 tickets. We had new events. We had the Moonlight Market and Concert, which had 20 vendors, 3 bands, 10 food trucks, and we had over 300 people attend that. It was a brand-new event, and I can say that we hosted the 2nd annual Moonlight Market this year, and we probably saw about 500 to 600 people there. So it is continuing to grow, and it is of service to our downtown. And like I referenced before, you have Rev and Rock Jeep Fest. That was 40 Jeeps. That was a Jeep parade, 3 bands, 4 food trucks, 10 vendors. We had more than 500 people attend. Unfortunately, we're not able to host that event again this year, but we did have quite a few Jeep people that were upset and vendors that were looking forward to come back, and we anticipated that would have grown to over 1,000 people attending that event. And then City Market, which has also been with Main Street for a very long time, we expanded that to 30 vendors. We created some new guidelines. It is sold out, and it also sold out for fiscal year '25. The following slide is design. So we have a committee that works with us in Kansas Main Street to determine what are some of the projects that we can, one, afford, and also that's going to make foundational change, because that's what we're doing right now, is revisiting what our district needs, and we're looking at things that have to happen first that we can build off of. So, we aligned everything, the projects, with the new strategic plan. We applied for the USDA Rural Business Grant for the Downtown Master Plan. Unfortunately, that has been held up. All funds through this program have not been dispersed. We are hopeful that maybe at some point the current administration will allow us to receive the benefit of that business grant. That would have paid for our Downtown Master Plan, which would have looked at economic development, real estate investment, et cetera, and also helped us have a plan for what types of businesses to start recruiting first. And also would have paid for our new website. So remember that this is a 28-block district. This is a very large commercial district, and sometimes it feels less activated because you have more businesses on one block than the other. So in fiscal year '25, we've started a plan in motion to address that. Let's see. Some additional new events were the First City Gnome Hunt, and we utilized the Trailblazing Women of Leavenworth Pocket Park, which is a asset to our downtown that not very many people know about, but it's off of Shawnee Street. And then we did the Alive After 5 Snap-In Shop, which was also a new event, and it was both incorporating the public art on our Shawnee Street Art Walk and also a new history tour. Each location had some information about the site that it was located at. And also rounding that out, we have the Banner of Honor display, and we hosted a new type of veterans reception held at the Leavenworth local hotel. The Banner program continues to be a beloved program and one that we want to continue to grow. We see a lot of interest in it growing, and unfortunately, the cost of the materials and also the cost to administer this program, it has risen just like everything else has. Currently, right now, if we were to keep the price level at the 2024, we would lose $5,000 on this program. Economic vitality, which is really where we're going, it was about creating a supportive environment for entrepreneurs, innovators to drive local business. We have at our disposal something called the Solutions Catalog. So wherever you're at in business, whether you're just starting as an entrepreneur to a fully vetted individual that owns 3 buildings and 3 businesses, I have resources available to you, and I desperately would love to set up some meetings with individuals to come in and see what this catalog entails. It was new in 2024, and it was a massive undertaking by Main Street America to create a real-time reflective tool across all of those 8 categories that I mentioned earlier. So we I collaborated with K-State on their initial assessment for doing 3D building scans for our district, which would be something that we would start in 2026 with the appropriate funding. And also, we have a new system called the Booms Tracker, which we worked to help build out with National Main Street. Booms Tracker is a real-time building inventory. It's like a CRM for our downtown that's similar to GIS, but it embeds into our website. So developers, property managers, business owners, building owners, real estate investors will be able to go on Booms Tracker and see all the information about the building, whether it's available or not. And then we also, on our end, on the backside, put in specific information about, was there a fire in the second story? Does the building have sprinkling? Has there been any other legalities that are associated with this property? That's going to become a tool that we readily use and also would be readily used by the city. Business planning and entrepreneurship education, we reestablished a relationship with the KU Small Business Development Center. Years ago, there was a staff person that would come to Leavenworth on the regular basis. During the end of Wendy's time and also with Debbie Deere, that partnership was severed, and we've reintroduced that. They have also, they've held multiple workshops with us so far, and we continue to want to build that relationship. When it comes to grants provided by LCDC or the City of Leavenworth, any new businesses that have come through or individuals that have questions about that, we provide printed applications, advice, and we help them fill them out if necessary. And then a big program that we offer is called the IWW loan program. So that is a 0% interest loan of up to $20,000 that is available to Main Street investors only. That program has been the backbone of many of the businesses that are thriving downtown. So over 24 businesses have taken advantage of this over the years, and this is what has paid for them to improve their facade, to purchase infrastructure, to purchase a new oven, or, we have individuals that are looking at this program right now to pay for elevators for the building or to support the installation of sprinkler systems. So it is a program that is used that has wide-ranging benefits. We got to really the heart of things with the Listen and Learn Summer Campaign. That is something that started earlier in the year and wrapped up in October. We went out into the community because we wanted to actively engage through open dialogue, attentive listening, fostering an inclusive environment where every voice contributes to shaping a vibrant and thriving downtown. Every time we took this out into the community, that was our goal. We looked for a variety of different community partners. We took this to St. Mary's. We took this to the school district, to the high school with the new teachers. For me, it was about transparency, responsiveness, and building some trust, and also to hear what it was the community was looking for so I could write our strategic plan. How they participated, there was an online survey, there were in-person conversations, there were town hall meetings. We had an interactive banner project that went throughout the community where people would write a couple of words about either what they felt needed to be downtown, what they wanted to see, or also what they wanted to see less of. And if you look off on the right, these are the top 2 responses that fell into each of the pillars that we could address. So people are looking for more diversity in the businesses downtown, and we're addressing that by a strong economic vitality committee that's working on a development toolkit. And we're also, working with, I don't know if you guys are aware of the art exhibition we have going on right now in downtown in collaboration with the Historical Society. In so bringing that type of an experience downtown, we're also activating a leasable commercial space. We were able to do some renovations to the space that'll make it more attractive for the next tenants. So we are doing what we can in response to the current environment to bring in diverse businesses, and also look at what we can provide as an organization, but what also we can provide in leadership for the city and through the state is what incentives are actually going to fill vacancies and how do we actually support entrepreneurs. Design, people are looking for safer, more inviting streetscapes with lighting and also preservation of historic buildings, year-round, family-friendly, community-centric events to drive tourism and spending, a unified marketing campaign positioning Leavenworth as a regional destination, and we saw remarkable social media metrics that came off of Moonlight Market and Rev and Rock Jeep Fest. And then organization is kind of another word for membership, and we wanted to be transparent and have structured committees for community-led planning. And that's something that's really important for me to highlight here is Main Street has 2 staff partners, an executive director and a marketing coordinator. There is no additional support from the state. We do not receive any funding or support from national outside of when they provide things like Booms Tracker. We rely 100% on volunteer-led committees and groups to activate these priorities in the community. And we're all struggling to gather the same type of support we received previously when it comes to volunteers. But we have built out those committees. When I came to Main Street, those committees were not filled, they were not meeting, they were not active. We've turned that around. So at this point, I am here to answer all the questions you may have about Main Street from 2024.
What is your strategy for filling the empty storefronts downtown? And I know you're going to need some help from us.
Right. I mean, if we're talking about 2024, it was taking an inventory of what was here and building out that committee so we could write the strategic plan. Because as an organization, we have to have a plan that directs our path forward. It can't be what somebody thinks is a good idea at that day or that moment in time. It has to be the metrics and the data shows that this is what we do to reduce vacancies. What we can do with our current funding and what we're doing right now is to partner with Young Sign Company and the Historical Society and create a story through images on our vacancies along Delaware. We have a couple of building owners that have already agreed for the placement of these things, and we're working with the Masonic Lodge right now. So the current art exhibition is a foray into a wider story and experience that's going to happen downtown. We can improve the cleanliness of the facade. We can create this visualization of people when they come down. They're not just seeing dirty, empty storefronts.
You're taking an empty building.
And I'm telling the story of downtown Leavenworth. They're going to see it in a completely different way. It's a shift in perspective. What we're doing after that or in conjunction with that is through the Economic Vitality Committee. They've put together a group of about 7 individuals that have business interests here in this county, that have purchased buildings, that have an interest in expanding their footprint here, and they're working together to create a developer's toolkit. Why come here? What story are we telling you? Why is it of a benefit to you to be here? And we will support them in that journey on the back end. Now, we have to work in partnership with the city. LCDC. LCDC is responsible for industrial and commercial development on a larger scale than we can do. Now, I will say that there is a trend towards putting light to mid-grade industrial and tech-based companies in downtown districts. Main Street, as an organization on the national level, is saying, Main Streets are your future because it's already existing infrastructure that is affordable, and also this is a different type of sustainability. We're growing into that. Unfortunately, Main Street was not interested in that as an organization in Leavenworth 20 years ago. We're making up for a lot of lost time, but there are the right people at the table. Griff, do you have any questions?
You know me.
I do.
Chime in if I have any questions. No, maybe, Haley, I remember, you've heard me bring this up probably over the past few weeks. You talked about, hey, you wanted to get that goal of about $500,000, and investment money. Can you walk me through maybe what has changed since you've been here now for just, a little while and getting, settled in and everything like that? Has your outlook
Absolutely.
changed?
No, my outlook hasn't changed. My commitment to it hasn't changed. My visibility around some of the barriers has been increased. There's a plan. We need some additional leadership and support to activate that in the community. We have 28 blocks. We have infrastructure available. We are within the metro loop. There is economic development happening all around us on both sides of the state line. We can get there, but it has to be an orchestrated approach. Unfortunately, the 56,000 is not reflective of the current economy. The increase in my cost to manage my business alone, it's 40% for insurance. It's, our water and sewer bill has doubled, on and on and on and on. My tenants cannot increase the rent that they're paying. There's going to have to be a monetary investment upfront to get us to that $500,000. And that's not $500,000 that goes into my budget. But to be able to grow to that, we're all going to have to work together on this.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. We definitely need to work together. Last city meeting, you guys, some of your team members had come up and investors here locally, and then we had a bunch of citizens that came up too and let us know that, even the money we're putting into trying to keep everybody's property up to snuff with stormwater updates is not even enough, so.
It's there, I understand. I understand the restraints. We brought forth a solution, and I would like for us to take a closer look at that solution. That was something that the commission put in place in 2018 for a reason. And I'm here to say that I have the bodies at the table. The timing is vital. My leadership is still here. We have a strategic plan. We have opportunity. We don't want any more lost time. Other communities are receiving significantly more funding, and the results show. Emporia is touted as one of the most successful Main Street programs in our country. They received an award at the last annual meeting, or the conference that I went to this year. He's coming here to help us. We have a lot of tools at our disposal. But if I have to sell a building and I have to fire my staff just to stay in business for a few more months, I can't see that leading to long-term economic development downtown.
Haley, what's your plan to grow investment dollars outside of the city?
Absolutely. So my background is in corporate sponsorship. So I've done development for 22 years.
Pardon me.
It would be in partnership with LCDC that we look at how we better activate these corporate entities, and also which entities are in the county, in the area. I know we focus a lot right now on downtown specifically, but a thriving downtown is important for Fort Leavenworth. A thriving downtown is really important for our school district. It's how we attract industry into our community. We want to do our part to raise it up, to revitalize it, to make it feel like there's momentum forward that we can build off of, because that's sellable. LCDC can sell that. They can show the reality and the change. If we go the other direction, we can't, there's no ammunition I can give to my other economic development partners that shows that businesses should be moving here, investing here, and staying here. What I can say is, together with my board and in partnership with my other organizations, we can be much more active, and especially if we have a joint focus. If Main Street's focusing on events over here, but LCDC is focusing on, the development park, and the chamber is focused on networking, we're not leveraging the strengths of all of our collective organizations together. So I appreciate, Scott, that you're bringing us all to the table now. That's really been helpful. And Main Street will continue to refine where our lane is. There is support behind us. I don't want to see it go away.
Do you see, and I don't want to put Scott on the spot, so that's not what I'm doing, Scott, but
Put me on the spot.
do you see the city being able to help out any more than just monetarily?
Absolutely. We will partner with you completely. There will need to be an initial investment to right-size the organization to where we need to go, reflective of the current economy. I want to work with you guys strategically in alignment with the city's comprehensive plan, our strategic plan, and together we could put this downtown master plan together as well. The money, because we're so close to the edge, is what's most imperative to be able to maintain the momentum. But we're here completely to be on boards, committees, roundtables. We're at the table.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Good presentation. All right, Camp Leavenworth update. Hello again.
Oh, there you go.
How are we?
So good,
How are you?
so good.
I'm going to give an update, but I brought some friends to help me with
Oh,
my
you did?
update. I did. As you know, one of our headliners is the Gin Blossoms. So I brought them with us because
They're
they're
here.
going to
The
be
Gin
hanging
Blossoms
out
are here.
around town. This is one of our marketing employees that will begin putting up in and around.
Here, if you bring
the
it back
city.
here, we'll go on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I'll just jump right into some updates on.
That
on-
turned out great.
On it, yeah. This is one of our marketing exciting. Okay. So just to kind of give you guys a little update since the last time I was here, we're looking really good at the food trucks. We've got about 8 already secured. We have 15 local makers and 9 regional makers, which is bigger than we had last
So
year.
15 and 9.
15 and 9, and we hope to get to the 20, so on the local. But it's more regional. And then the 8 food trucks is bigger than we had last year. We had a real challenge last year trying to get food trucks. We moved a weekend later. That hopefully helped us a little bit, and I think that's proved so. When we heard from the last time, we wanted some new activities, kind of what can we do to freshen it up and keep things fresh. We are, and also continue to engage with our local partners and how can we really engage the community and get them. We've met with the Carousel Museum and we're kind of working with them to provide tickets and rides for everyone that wants to come in. So we will actively promote on their patio this year and put all the children's activities and some of that up there. We're going to put some signage that gives the little facts about the Carousel Museum, and then hopefully have our different partners handing out tickets to the carousel to go ride the carousel. So we think that's a good way to engage them because it's an activity on site. We don't need to be not encouraging people to go out. We've reached out to the chamber as well. We're working with them to help. Today we are looking to have the chamber chariot, which is a golf cart, a 6-passenger golf cart that they'll be driving, decorating, and kind of taking around downtown. So you can shop, you can eat, you can come to the festival, and we're just trying to encourage that. We're working with Main Street as well on ideas like that. We also are going to have a free water bar. It's a little bike that is cool water that you can get complimentary water out of. So we'll be giving bottles, or people can bring empty water bottles and they can fill up to keep people hydrated in September. So that's how we're starting to engage and activate with the local folks. Another local connection was the Leavenworth Claw. They're going to bring out some little claw machines and activities, and then an inflatable, and kind of engage with us that way and kind of help promote their business while bringing an activity to the city. So again, how can we get the local businesses to do that?
What's a claw machine?
What's that?
What's a claw machine?
A claw machine, you gotta ask every one of my children who play at it for hours. And if you go over anywhere, they're like the
Yeah.
claws where you can get the
Yeah.
little
Yeah, and
things
drop
out.
it. You try to
Yeah,
grab
most
it.
of those are like a vending machine, you know, you put
Yeah.
in your money and then you can use
Yes.
the pump.
Yeah, so he'll bring out those
Okay.
and kind of do that.
When you first said it, I was thinking, you're talking about
Like.
one of his machines.
Yeah, right, well, you know what, kids would like that too. So, and then we're working with the local pickleball courts and group that they're gonna do a pickleball tournament. So we're gonna have a few courts on site and kind of do pickleball. And then we're working with skateboarding group here locally that's gonna do demonstrations all day. So during the day, you can really see and they'll have activities, and who doesn't like to watch people doing some skateboarding demos? And then we decided we're not going to do the petting zoo, but we are gonna keep the silent disco, but just at night. And we're gonna put it across, over by the little train depot station across the way to kind of pull people in different parts of the place. So we're excited to kind of just freshen it up, change things up. And our big thing was incorporating the local community as much as we can in organizations, but also how do we expand the age group and kind of hit all ages? So the skateboarding, the pickleball, and some of these smaller kids' activities we're excited about. Our marketing has ramped up. We just brought you out the Gin Blossoms tonight, and you will be seeing the Gin Blossoms in, we hope, businesses around town that will help us promote. Tag us in their social media, we'll do the same. Erin on my team will be out here tomorrow doing some social media content at the pickleball tournament, getting some of that. With that, I just think it's important everybody to know that we've really been focused, digital is where people are getting their information. So we've already had some pushes on that and already gained a few hundred followers on each of our platforms. So we're really excited about that. Again, switching up our marketing efforts, we are working with radio stations that play Gin Blossoms on a regular basis. So we're going to work with Mix 93 and 102. They're going to do ad programs, but also we're doing a contest to give away a few meet and greet passes to meet the Gin Blossoms. So we feel like that will help the marketing. The radio station will do that on an online portal that we're providing, and we'll give away some. And we're using some for sponsorship. So that leads me to my next question. We had a great meeting with Holly today, Mayor, and we are really focused on, by bringing in the Gin Blossoms and larger acts, we hope, we're going to bring in larger crowds, but we're also going to bring people and visitors to Leavenworth. Mm-hmm. To do so, we need to get money to help pay for that. So sponsorships is a big focus, and I look to everybody here to help us with that. Just emails today that we had with you of just, oh, well, I know them. It comes so much better when the mayor or commissioner can help us email.
Yeah, we got good responses today.
And we got great responses today already, and we can come up with the ideas all day. It's just we need the in and the connection. So if you have a business, even if it's like, hey, you want a couple tickets, we can put your name here and build a package for you. And so anything to just get that local engagement of those businesses would be great. Let's see.
So did that work out well, just copying you?
Perfect.
Okay.
So then we'll follow up.
Okay.
And just get those meetings set. So that's all it takes is just an intro email, because they know a familiar person. Again, it helps when the mayor or commissioner's emailing them. They might answer a lot better than if Kelly's emailing them. So we'll build out those packages, fireworks, stage sponsorships. We'll build the best little picnic you want to watch the fireworks over, and it's all compliments of us. We'll build that for teams, for businesses, anything to just get them located and working with ideas on maybe it's an after party and their business can be the official after party, and how can we promote that on the LED screens that we have on site. So there's a lot of different ways businesses can engage with the festival, and we hope that they do. So we encourage everybody to do that. Let's see, what else are we doing? There's the text service notice, the city's texting service that we're going to utilize this time to get through Leavenworth County and use to announce to subscribers of that. Let's see, Penny invited the CGSC class from Fort Leavenworth during orientation day, so we're kind of working on different opportunities. and Christy Lee from the Visitors Association and Christine Freshen, our race director, went out to Pear Day and ended up handing out 100 flyers, but more importantly, they had lots of one-on-one conversations with people about this is a great way to engage when you're new to the city and how do you come there. So we're seeing just lots of fun engagements. A little bit on the run updates. We're at 75 registrations already, which is a little ahead of last year. As everybody knows, people wait towards the end to watch weather to determine if they're going to do it. So we expect probably about 250 people for the race this year. And we're always looking for you guys to be engaged in that and cheering on the crowds, giving them their medals, doing whatever we can to kind of engage with you guys to do some of that.
Still have the crafty corner for the kids.
Yes, so the LV Arts works at the Camp Crafty, and that's again another partnership where we really just try to get them to take it on, and they do such a good job to create an activity for the kids. We'll have a little bit with Home Depot to do a little activity. Yeah, we're really seeing a lot more just by engagements with, the Chamber or Main Street or some of these different ones, just to kind of encourage them. We also did work out with a hotel partner. We think we're going to put that up online to help encourage people if they want to come and stay for the weekend.
Yeah, so it's like a special, like for
Yeah.
$99 a night.
Yeah,
which is
it's really,
great
really
rate.
good rate.
One particular hotel?
I think it's the two.
It's the two, the Marriott's up by the
the-
gate.
Oh, the ones
Yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah.
I think, and then from what I've been told, Home 2 Suites is already sold out. They're full, I think, downtown, so that's really good. And then are we doing, did you ever get the golf, did we say yes on the golf thing or?
No, I think
okay.
we held on that. We're
Okay.
we are trying to keep within budget as well.
Okay.
So we kind of just swapped out, like lowering, we noticed when people use that silent disco, it's mostly at night. And it's an all-age kind of thing, and so what can we do to kind of replace that and gain some other activities, so.
Jermaine would be glad to hear that.
I know, I didn't want to break his heart yet, so he does love that silent disco. Yeah,
And still have
so,
the fireworks Friday.
still have the fireworks on Friday. We have a great lineup that includes some local Leavenworth as well, it's a good mix. So, yeah, we're excited, it's gonna be a party, we hope everybody comes.
And then don't forget to sign up.
Yes.
You want to introduce?
We
everyone.
have given you guys that sheet to just sign up to introduce a band, let us know. Or if you want to greet people at the gate or at the
I
run.
think I'm already signed up for
Oh,
that.
Great.
perfect.
Great.
Would you be giving us something to use to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about whoever this new
Yeah,
guy is?
we'll give you a
This
couple
next band,
points or,
you know.
yeah. And usually we like you guys to plug the sponsors and thank the guests for being
Sure.
there. And then usually all of our bands are very quick intro. They just want to know who's playing and who's
See,
up
that's
next.
not good.
You like a lot
I
of
tend to start
couple
talking.
good points, bullet points on them.
Also, if you guys are up for it, I've tried to coordinate, I'm coordinating with Chief Kitchens because in one of the songs, it's, I'm gonna drive around this town and let the cops chase us around, and we thought it'd be kind of funny if the cops chased the commissioners and did like a promo for the song. So if you're up for that, let us know.
we need
'cause
some
we're gonna
social
be-
media
we need some
content.
Social media to try to get people there. So
Let us know.
If we have a
Let me
golf
know.
cart, we
Okay,
could
I'll
just
let you know
hang
when.
that on the back of it and
yeah, that would
drive
be like put them in the
around.
backseat of the convertible. So
That'd be
that'd be
cute.
great.
Good deal. Well, you guys, thank you, and I think we're looking forward to it. As always, it's a great event.
Yeah, just hope we have great weather.
Yeah, always.
You won't be giving us another update between now and the event.
Nope, now is the
So,
time.
Yep.
Now is the time. We're looking great.
is
We feel
good.
really good about everything. Now it's just the small logistics and stuff that you guys don't need to worry about. All right.
All right.
Great.
good.
Thank you,
Good.
Kelly.
Thank you.
All right, Lana's up next.
So I'm passing out, as long as walking up here, I'm going to pass out a spreadsheet to you guys. Do not panic or have your eyes bulge when you look at it. We'll walk you through it. It's not as complex as it initially looks.
That's just a spreadsheet.
It's pretty.
Lana's gonna kind of go over the
Yeah.
go over the overarching basics here and all that, and kind of what our recommendation is, and then we'll together kind of walk you through the sheet, and then we'll have a discussion for after that.
So as outlined in the policy report, and I apologize, I'm suffering from a cold, so I'll try
you're
and get through
fine.
it without coughing.
You're good.
But we have been with United Healthcare for the last 20 years. They have made some serious concessions for us over the years when we had experience that warranted a 20% increase, and they gave us a 7 because of budget reasons. So as we mentioned during the budget discussions, we recently became aware of the opportunity to join the state employee health plan. In doing that research, at that point in time, the numbers that we had available to us were the rates in effect as of January 1 of 2025. And in doing further discussions and furthering that process with the state employee health plan to include submitting a formal letter of intent and getting more detailed information back from them, employer rates through that plan go up every July. So the rates we had in effect as of January 1 of 25 changed again on July 1 of 25, and we recently just got the new rates that will go into effect of July 1 of 26. So roughly an 8% increase over the last 2 years for the state plan. Our initial renewal from United Healthcare came back with an 8.1% decrease in premiums. So right there is a difference of 24% without anything else being done, no other considerations in effect.
Was the United Healthcare, they're going to decrease the premium cost, but they're not going to do anything to change the program?
No, plan design remained exactly the same. And one of the big pushes for that, Commissioner, was we had meetings with them back in March and kind of started that early discussion, and we had started that discussion with them last year. Hey, our experience is starting to trend better than the 200% we were at 2 years ago. That was unfortunately, hopefully, knock on wood, an anomaly.
Yeah.
And now that we're trending back in a normal direction, we need to trend our premiums back in a normal direction. So we did start that discussion with them last year that we would need to see a decrease in rates. So with that being said, again, the state employee health plan, with those numbers, with the 2 increases calculated in, with the 8% decrease from United Healthcare to compare apples and apples, the savings obviously was not originally as anticipated at the beginning of the budget discussions due to those changes in the market. Based on that information with the state health plan, we did go ahead and give our broker the authorization to go out and market and see what we can get from bids. As of this morning, we had 2 formal bids in, one from Cigna, one from Aetna. Cigna's rates were not comparable. They were similar to United Healthcare, a little bit different plan design, but primarily about the same coverage as what United Healthcare currently has in place. Aetna provided roughly about a 20% increase or decrease in premiums compared to our current rates, and matched almost exactly. I have not done full review of the plan design to see prior authorizations and et cetera, but deductibles, copays, out-of-pocket maxes almost match our current plan design as well.
With
So
a
that-
22% decrease?
20,
Correct.
right at about 20%.
Oh, okay, what's this 22.1% decrease? Under Aetna?
Where do you say that at?
Should be 20.69%. Did you, different sheet?
I mean, it's far right over there, towards the.
Are you looking at
bottom
the
right.
the brown?
Yeah. What does yours say, 22?
20.69, look at the very bottom number, the minus 20.69%.
Oh, right here.
No, you're
I'm
right.
looking at right here, sorry.
Oh, yep, that's from a previous reiteration.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you look in the bottom right corner of the sheet, that's the.
That's what I'm looking at,
yeah.
okay. I'm looking at the wrong one, okay.
The difference. So with that coming in, we've kind of, and our broker is thinking we might get one more bid from the market, probably not going to come close to what Aetna has bid. With that in mind, the long-term partnership with UHC, we have approached them and said, hey, they're matching our plan design almost exactly. Here's what they're giving us, what can you do? So that discussion has started with our current provider, United Healthcare, as well, to see what they come back with. We hope for something back from them within a week. Their underwriters obviously have to go through and crunch their numbers and do what they can to see if they can come close to matching that number to keep our business.
Yeah, but it's all business, so
It
it's
is.
not gonna take that long.
It is.
So, yeah, Lana, when was the last time, we looked at Aetna? I know you said we've been with UHC for 20 years, but how often have we gone out to the
We had Aetna
market?
in 2004, and we
Okay.
switched from Aetna to United Healthcare. The market has changed, obviously, significantly. There's been more players enter and exit over the last 20 years. Have we had them come in for a bid when we've gone to market? No, we have not. Whether that was because of the fact that they were changing their strategy at that time and it wasn't a good fit for them. But I will say that Aetna is one of the carriers that is provided through the state employee health plan. Aetna and Blue Cross were the two carriers that offer through the state employee health plan. So the other thing that United Healthcare, as you can see from the yellow on the spreadsheet, United Healthcare did come back to try and somewhat mirror the state employee health plan, which provided roughly about a 10% decrease from our current rates. Again, about half of where Aetna is at. So right now, as it stands, we are waiting for potentially a bid from Blue Cross Blue Shield, feedback from United Healthcare on whether or not they can come close to matching the Aetna plan, and then doing full and final review of the benefit summaries that I just received within the last day or two from Aetna to review through some of the more behind-the-scenes numbers and processes through Aetna that would be different than what we have currently in place through United Healthcare. Dental and vision. Dental is right now through Delta Dental, and we are in the second year of a rate guarantee, so flat renewal this year with no plan design changes, so that one remains consistent. We remain the premier dental plan that's available out there. 100% coverage for basic and restorative services, no deductible, no out-of-pocket, or no annual maximum incurred. You can't find a plan out there that will match that. Even if we were to bid that out and needed to, we will never find that same plan again. Delta even offered to match the state plan, which does have an annual max, and drops to an 80% versus our 100% on the restorative services. And it would save us roughly $2 per person to lose that high level of coverage. The vision plan, we're currently with United Healthcare, and for vision, that is also in the second year of our third year rate renewal with them, so flat increase for that one as well. So that's kind of where we're at with medical, dental, and vision. Again, it is progressing daily, doing daily emails or phone calls with the broker to see what additional information has been received, what additional information they need from me to provide back to United Healthcare to try and get that communication going with them and let them know that it is obviously a very tight budget year, and we are focused on not only our plan design, but also the savings that we need for the city as well as the employees.
Yeah, my personal thought is they need to know we're willing to walk. If they're gonna show us $1 million in savings right there, they've had their time with us, so.
I think that points to, right, why we're seeing reductions in all of these. It's a more competitive market, but I think a lot of organizations are saying, it's great that you've been with us for so long, but we're, it's a business on your end, it's a business on our end.
Yep,
So,
absolutely it is, yep.
So the other flip side of that, just to be realistic about it, there are carriers out there, and like you said, it's a business. So 20% savings this year could result in a 20% increase next year. So we could be back to this same table doing the same thing over again. Hopefully not. Hopefully our claims and experience will continue to trend in a normal fashion.
So are we having conversations though with them about that, about
Renewals,
what that looks like? Yeah.
they will not give any kind of rate renewal guarantee for next year.
a lot of that is dependent upon what happens with claims in the city, with employees.
Right, no, but I mean, like you said, you gave UHC a heads up, we're gonna be, possibly shopping around or looking for a decrease, I guess,
Correct.
so, no, I'm just asking, because,
So that was actually one drawback of the state plan, is that we were locked in for 3 years if we went to it. We are not locked in for any more than a year with any of these other organizations, companies. So.
Well, we're technically no worse off if they give us a 20% rate increase next year than we are today.
And that's one of the things, we meet with them quarterly. So we do meet with our broker and our account rep through whatever carrier we are with to have those conversations. Where are we at with claims? Where are we at with experience? What does the last 24 months look like? What does the last 3 months look like? Are we trending in the right direction? What can we do to get communication out to tell employees, hey, use urgent care versus ERs, and really push that? And there are several things that our employees can do to help those rates go down, such as using urgent cares or waiting for your primary care physician versus going to the ER for a sore throat. And I'm just using a broad example, but prescription drugs, utilizing generics and asking for suggestions from your physician or pharmacist on, hey, what are some alternatives to this medication? Are there cheaper brands out there? There are. So there is a lot of that needs to happen from a communication standpoint, hoping that whether it's United Healthcare or Aetna, either one, helps us do a lot more of that communication piece to our employees and really stress the importance of that, which we've really taken a bigger stance on over the last 2 years as well.
Do you have somebody with Aetna that you're engaged with right now?
No.
Okay, when does that happen?
Well, I mean, as far as me being in touch with them, no. Our broker, yes, is actively, so the broker obviously is our go-between. He is working directly with Aetna to get the numbers, to review. He does an initial review of the plan designs. He sends me the information, I do my review, and we go back and forth with, hey, this is an issue, hey, this is what I found. So we have two sets of eyes on the same piece of information to go back to Aetna with. So yes, we have an open dialogue with them. I do not at this point in time.
But you will before we make a decision?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So they usually assign us one account rep and one claims rep is standard practice for a group our size.
Cool deal.
So, it sounds like you guys maybe have already navigated this chart yourselves, but just in case you're curious, yeah, obviously we got the 5 plans here. The first 4 or 5 columns are the plan itself. So, as you'll note, as Lana already noted, the Aetna plan, which is what we're currently recommending, is near identical to our current healthcare plan in terms of coverage provided for the employee. So your average employee, well, most employees in the city, in terms of what they can expect to pay out of pocket, what their deductible are, all of that, office visits is almost identical. Obviously, Lana also mentioned they're going to check on the back end to make sure there's not some glaring red flag there that we're missing, some landmine we're going to step on in the future. But we do genuinely think we're talking pretty much apples to apples here. And as we mentioned, that's a 20% savings on the Aetna plan. We also did, I apologize, Lana and her team did some homework, and Aetna is pretty well in network in the area too. So we don't think that employees are going to lose network coverage, at least in this general area. Can't speak to where all employees live, but we think that the coverage is pretty broad there too. Finally, as it pertains to budget, we have already accounted for reducing the proposed mill levy increase that we had. Where did I have that sheet? There we go. Okay. So on July 14th budget meeting that we presented, we had proposed a 2.376 mill increase. With the savings, the recommended Aetna plan, we are recommending dropping that to a proposed increase of 1.142 mils. And that
I have 1.649.
1.649 mils. No, you have the right.
As opposed to the original 2.884.
You're correct. I was looking at the wrong number there. So yeah, 2.884 was the original from July 14th, and then down to point being a little bit less than 1 mil reduction in terms of the total mil increase. And then with those additional savings with Aetna, we are asking you all to give us permission to go in and calculate employee pay raises with the additional funding. We think it'll work out to about 2 to 2.5% for every employee in terms of an increase. The reason we don't have that number fully set in stone yet, so with Aetna, the only kind of wonky thing we have with them is the way the savings works out for the employee premiums is an employee that is on a family plan would save significantly more than a single employee would on their premium, the way they have that worked out. So the finance department is doing some calculations to see if we can kind of balance those numbers out a little bit. So the single employee would maybe save a little more than proposed. The family, people on the family plan would save a little less, but still save. So in the end, the goal here would be not only would employees save money on their premiums, on their paychecks from health care coverage, but they would also get a 2 to 2.5% pay increase. If that makes sense.
Cool.
So you want us to tell you 2.5% raises?
No, I just a lot, all we're
That's
asking you to do
very
is.
fluid right now.
Yeah, all we're asking you
Yeah.
to do is, you're okay with the reduction in the mill levy increase, and then allowing us to use whatever
Some
money
of
is
that.
left for pay increases. And we at the staff level will determine what we can do with that money. But it should be about 2 to 2.5%.
Anytime we can not pass anything to our residents is good.
Right.
Anytime we can lower it.
I mean, you can take all of it into the mill levy and not do salary increases. We're not recommending that, but that is an option. So,
Yeah.
Good.
No, I'm good with the salary increase, the pay increase.
Just one question, Ms. Lander.
Yes.
Next time I'm gonna buy a house, can I get you to come with me and do the negotiations?
Sure.
Hey, Ed, next time you go buy a house, get something that's less than $158,000.
Right.
Yeah.
That way it's only,
Yep.
I want a house I can live in, though. Not a coffin.
Small houses are becoming big.
They are.
okay, thank you.
Thanks
Thanks,
so
Lana.
much.
Appreciate you
you.
coming.
Thank you, Scott.
I know this takes a lot of time, so thank you for doing
you can,
it.
if you want it,
They're
you can have it.
still working
I can
so
take it if you don't want it.
We're still in active
no problem.
negotiations and working through and trying to do what we can to save every penny we can. So
Thank you.
hopefully final proposal within the next 2 to 3 weeks will be in front of you because it will be a lot of employee communication for open enrollment afterwards as well.
Okay.
So much more to come.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Mike, I hate to do this, but we need to move the chin block.
You do?
I don't know, they kind of add a little ambiance.
I
to it.
know. I feel like they've gotten older, but I haven't, the gym blossoms.
You think time froze just for you?
Yeah, it's for me.
How are you guys?
Works for some of us. Most people don't guess that.
Oh, thank you all. Tonight, we wanted to give you a update on our public works for 2025. Some of the projects that we're working on and have completed, some of the challenges that are ahead of us, and a few of the future projects that we have on the drawing board. I got two folks from Public Works. On my right is Mike Stevens, he's our Deputy Director of Public Works. And on my left is Heather Gatter. And she's the GIS technician for our GIS division. So she actually put this presentation together. So she's gonna run the computer, because if I ran the computer, it would have crashed already. As we go along, please feel free to ask questions as we go. Yes?
Who's responsible for Eisenhower Road?
Is it-
Leavenworth or Lansing?
If it's a good part of the road, it's,
There you go, Ed.
actually west of Fourth, that's us.
West of Fourth.
West of Fourth is us, all the way to the city
Yeah,
limit.
basically.
East of
Oh,
Fourth
okay.
is Lansing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ours is in better shape.
yeah. I've been east of Fourth, yeah.
I'm gonna go to the next one. We wanted to start the meeting today talking about stormwater. The public comments at the last commission meeting highlighted several areas where our residents have concerns about the conditions in and around their property. They are not alone. We take calls weekly, if not daily, on stormwater concerns. These issues may be erosion or sinkholes or flooding, standing water or clogged drains, or a combination of all of those. Stormwater is conveyed in a number of ways, through piping that may be corrugated metal, reinforced concrete, stone arches, brick arches, Open ditches are a stormwater conveyance system, and the longest stormwater conveyance system we have here in the city is actually our curb line on our paved roadways. So, some of the projects in 2025, this one is 20th and Seneca. This was an orange fence project. If you drove down 20th Street over the last 2 years, you saw the orange fence at the curb inlet right at the edge of the road. This one due to failed pipes and failed inlets. This project, we'll just go through the pictures fairly quickly, but replaced pipes underneath 20th, new inlets. We dealt with utility conflicts along the way, came back and completed that project earlier this year. Next project is 6th Avenue in Spruce. That project, again, this spring and summer, just completed. Again, replacing storm pipes, so there's some views of the construction underway. That's actually flowable fill. If anybody's kind of pouring a bunch of concrete in that's flowable fill, we use that to help reduce the settlement on a new road. And there's the final product. 9th and Osage was also started and completed in 2025. There's a few before pictures of the condition of that underneath Osage and the alley to the south. There's some projects during and once construction is complete. The last one I want to talk about is completed this year is the 500 limit. It's at the Guidance Center. If we go to the first picture, this was from Google Maps. This is a few years ago. Everything looks wonderful. Starting to see a little bit of an area where I got some settlement. We got ponding water. And then this is what you've seen the last about 2 years on site. They used to park the school buses there. Obviously they stopped. We had failures. I believe that was a 48-inch corrugated metal pipe. That's right, Mike?
Yep.
48. That pipe had failed. And when the corrugated metal pipe fails, basically usually the bottom rusts out. And then fill of material around that pipe will then actually flow into the pipe and creating a void. And that's when we talk about the sinkholes, that's what we see. And so this was actually done by City Crews. City Crews did all this work on their own. We purchased and installed those pipes ourselves and repaved the parking lot. Guys did an excellent job. It was definitely a learning experience for our crews. It was something we hadn't tackled this big before, but it was a great project for the guys.
How much do you think that saved us?
Oh, it saved us quite a bit.
Can we keep going?
But we have a crew that really likes to do these types of projects.
Yeah.
So they're actually knocking off some of our smaller projects, smaller
great.
pipes, instead of contracting those out. And this is kind of a final view of the stormwater system there. It actually goes underneath the parking lot, which is what we replaced, and it continues on and daylights into the creek. We talked about orange fence projects. Orange fence projects got the name because we put orange fences around. Those fences can be there for years. So the first example here, this is a typical thing we see. This is in a street. This is just outside an inlet. There's a corrugated metal pipe under the roadway, and that has started to fail. And so what we did is we did a temporary repair just to make it safe, but that does not include replacing the pipe under the road. And so that would be the next step on that project. That's what a lot of our pipes look like. That's the bottom gets rusted out just over time. And again, material falls into that, and we create those voids. Corrugated metal pipe, we have about 15.5 miles of corrugated pipe in the city. And it's not self-healing pipe. It's getting worse and worse and worse. So these things are going to continue to accelerate. There's just a section of crushed warped pipe that we took out.
Brian?
Yeah.
15 miles of pipe, correct?
Of just corrugated metal.
Right, and how many feet we get $1.1 million a year in our stormwater fee. How many feet of stormwater pipe does that buy us?
Well, what we figure on these average size projects like this, we can do 4 to 5 a year. And so depending on it's really dependent on the pipe size. The 48-inch pipes are horribly expensive. The 18 are going to be less. These areas were previously dug, and so it's not like we're going to have encounter rock per se on the excavation. They've been previously excavated. I'll have to get a number on it, kind of an average price per foot, but.
Okay.
And it also depends on depth. Some storm pipes are really deep, some are shallow, and the depth increases the price tremendously when they have to dig a lot deeper.
And if you look on our website, there's actually a video of our second and Chestnut project where we're replacing, I believe there's 72-inch pipes. But that thing had to be 25 feet deep, and so the benching back of the ground and the trench boxes that went in there, just astronomical cost.
That took over a year, didn't it?
Yeah.
Took over a year.
Yeah.
You guys really undercut the dramatic point I was trying to make, but point being, we have 15 miles of corrugated metal pipe and $1 million of funding buys us maybe a few hundred feet a year. So,
For Orange Fence project, we have a book that we're actually trying to get that actually online on a stormwater page.
Oh, good.
But we have over 100 projects. And we can do 4 or 5 a year.
I got asked that a lot this week. Where's the list? Is it online?
And it keeps growing.
Yeah.
We did a hard copy book, and we have over 100 in the book in the last couple of years because of staffing and hasn't been updated real well. But GIS has offered to help and put together a page that we can start transferring these electronically to GIS. And then every time someone calls, which this week and last week we've had several calls, but when they call, we'll take that address and we'll put it in there and it'll be on the map, so they'll be identified.
Just out of curiosity, I'd have to ask, I mean, it's probably astronomical, but I'm guessing they make like coated pipes and stuff these days.
Yeah, there's the galvanized pipe, there's
Aluminized
pipe, which may be a little.
HDPE, there's reinforced concrete pipe. There's also some HDPE high density, which is for bigger. The corrugated metal, the problem with it is it went in all the subdivisions back in the 70s and 80s, but nobody realized how much chemicals affect it and salts. So when you salt roads for in the winter, and then all the fertilizers and chemicals go on lawns, get in our storm system, we're not using corrugated metal. If you see a metal pipe go in, it's aluminized, and the only reason we use it is for depth of coverage.
Oh, okay.
Because
So
your other pipes
you're
are
using different
thicker,
ones now, then.
so
Okay.
we can't use it unless we can get the coverage for the road.
So right now, any road crossing that we do is concrete. But I mean, we started that, I mean, that was a number of years ago, but we're living with what happened in the 70s.
Sure, okay, thank you.
Just a couple of the known stormwater issues, go ahead and start clicking. Just things around town, this was actually a pipe that had concrete slabs placed over top of it.
Yeah, we don't know who made the retaining wall there. It's concrete slabs, like sidewalk slabs. It's like 4 or 5 foot wide concrete slabs stacked on top of each other.
In this same area, there are significant sinkholes and erosion issues. Here we talk about sinkholes, this is in a yard. Those are all sinkholes in someone's yard.
This is all on Franklin Street, those 3 pictures.
Yeah, this one.
Another area. This is actually in one of the, last week when a gentleman talked about 6th Avenue and Chestnut, that road being closed for like a couple of years. This is actually from down inside the pipe looking up.
How high
That's
is
the
that?
sky.
Wow.
Yeah, how high is that, right there to the top of that entrance?
Is it like a 6
Yeah,
foot?
probably about 6 foot.
Huh.
So, that was found when the guy was mowing his yard.
Luckily, his mower did not fall through the
Yeah.
hole. But he
So-
called us immediately when we fenced it. And it has gotten bigger.
Huh.
And those are things, he talked about that project, that project is in work. We have to get easements from the both ends, which are in work. The project is already designed. And so once that's done, we'll start working on that project.
that's one of the several residents that came
Yeah.
last
Where's
week.
that
That's
right
that
there?
project.
Is that Iowa? Or where's that one?
This one is, what's
I'm
that?
trying to remember where that one's at.
That's the big one that happened just about last week. And the residents said they had their daughter standing on the edge of the hole.
Oh, that's on Walnut.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
That's a humongous void right there.
Just to clarify, last week you had some people in, and one of them was on Oak Street, and one
Yeah,
was on
Oak,
Chestnut.
yeah.
The Oak Street, when we fenced it and it's a hole, it's not threatening anything, but it's part of the same system that the 6th Avenue and Chestnut that we're gonna fix is, which is also part of the same that 6th Avenue and Spruce was,
That we
that
just
we
did.
just did. And another 6th Avenue and Spruce, we replaced the pipe that went through the church alley there, the Broadway church. So that whole system is gonna be new eventually, but that's how dramatic it can be, and you just can't do the whole system at once. We did on the 2nd Chestnut, because it was a very large pipe and, caused that sinkhole underneath the edge of the property or building and all that, so.
The last one you're familiar with, was last year when the truck fell through the parking lot up there at Bob Doherty Park. Once we pulled the truck out, that's kind of the hole that was remaining.
Where did that go? To the river?
That actually it's a brick pipe,
Yeah.
a perfectly round brick pipe, and it used to be a combined sanitary and storm sewer that dumped straight to the river. The sanitary was removed from that, but I don't know the age of that, but it's a very old system. We did a localized repair to close the hole, but that whole system up to Esplanade,
Yeah,
it needs to be replaced.
up to, past Esplanade, really up into the park. Which we have plans for, we just have to kind of work it in the budget.
2025 payment management, mill and overlay, you approved a final change order and accepted the project at the last meeting. This number of streets, we actually concentrated a little bit in our business area off of 4th Street across from St. Mary's, the McDonald's, all those areas there, those outer roads were in pretty bad shape.
The Taco Bell and Good Sense, we did that area back in there too.
Went through and redid all those streets.
Right there's that one. They were in very bad condition.
Felt mine this morning when I was going there for lunch.
Yes,
So
we did a good job.
Yeah, throughout, we've been working our way north on 10th Street. We went up to, I believe, Gatewood this year. Next year, we go up to 11th Street, and that will tie in with our 10th and 11th project that's planned for next year. These various roads around the city that we did. And then we also, in the past, and including this year, we've done a parking lot or two in the city. We were focusing primarily downtown. This year we did Cody Park. So there's some during construction. And then the completed project within the park.
Pickleball people are happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
UBAS on Eisenhower. UBAS stands for ultra-thin bonded asphalt surface. This is the same product that was used on 4th Street from Ida up to Limit last year on the KDOT portion of the road. Same product that we used on Eisenhower. On all these projects, we do patching. If we have failed areas before we put this on, we patch locally so those don't come back. And then we do the UBAS treatment. And Heather's going to open a link here on our website, right?
It's on the, it's part of our story maps.
While we're starting, so I want to show, this is, get a feel for what we have done as a city since 2015. In 2015, what you see is highlighted. 2016, we add to. 2017, these are all roads that have been treated, whether that's a surface seal or a mill and overlay. So you can see in the last 10 years, we have had a dramatic impact on the roads within the city. But I like to show that just because it shows you each year.
Oh,
yeah.
How many of those roads since 2015, probably start with the oldest ones, you've already been back to redo them?
I'm not sure we've.
Not too many. We're real careful about doing that, but they will be coming up. You're correct. There'll be a time where they'll have to be resurfaced again.
When we do a surface seal on a residential street, 7 to 10 years is kind of the life of that. The surface seals on a collector might be 4 or 5. If we would do it on arterial, it might be 2 or 3. And so that's kind of that lifetime. So we're actually seeing in our software that we use, it's calling out streets that we've already done. So.
And
No,
go ahead.
Right now, I don't think anybody's building a subdivision. But when a developer builds a subdivision they put in the street,
Correct.
right?
To city standards.
And
Okay.
then we have to maintain it from that point forth.
I know ours is, my own is like 25 years, and it's only been redone once.
Wasn't that just a couple
And
years
it's
ago?
in great shape,
Yeah.
Shenandoah.
Yeah.
It's in great shape for only having been done once. So somebody's going out there and inspecting it very well.
Remember that a surface treatment of a road only extends the life of the road.
Yeah.
It doesn't buy you a new road. So our roads that are 50, 60, 70 years old, even if we've surface treated them a couple times, the subgrade's gonna fail eventually anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So, there are some roads that, as much as you seal them, they're just gonna fall apart as soon as you get to them without putting in a new road.
And one thing we've tried to do more recently since Brian's been here is we've looked at the roads we've milled and overlaid, and when they get to a point they need to be sealed, we're saving our good road that we invested in instead of just, well, that's been done, we're gonna go over here and do this road, and then eventually that one gets so bad it has to be milled and overlaid again. If we can seal it, we can spend less money and keep it good, so we're trying real hard to do that.
And that's the thing, is you try to keep the good roads good, with the right treatment on the right road at the right time. They're kind of those buzz phrases, but that's the best use of money. If I've got a road that's failed, that needs to be reconstructed, and I got a couple of roads that are fair to good, it's better for me to protect those roads that are fair to good, and it doesn't make the person on the failed road happy. But, you know, if I reconstruct that one, I spend all that money on reconstruction, and I've now have to go back and reconstruct those other ones because I waited.
Yeah.
So,
And reconstruction is exponentially more expensive than the treatment, so.
It's a good time to ask you about this. I don't know if you've gotten questions from citizens, but I've gotten, especially downtown business owners, if they own the buildings, like own the building on Delaware, when are you gonna do something about the alley behind my building?
we actually take a lot of questions about alleys, and right now, the only thing we do if the potholes are bad enough, we'll go fill the pothole. But if we were to do some mill and overlays or working on those alleys, then the streets are not gonna get done.
Yeah.
And so what's more important, an alley behind the building or the streets that people drive on? That's
Well, I
that's the
agree.
question.
Well, and I can tell you that what I was told when Mike McDonald was here, they explained that, and I don't know what year it was, but several years ago, they did a mass pave the alleys, and they did fix all the alleys, but we haven't maintained them since, other than potholes. And some of them are pretty bad.
They're really bad.
We try to fix the ones that are obviously really bad when they get brought to our attention, but we don't have Stantec drive our alleys and rate them, because if they did, they would rate them pretty poor. But every time we do a sanitary or storm project that goes down an alley, we get a new alley. So up north, we have some new alleys where we've done sanitary.
Because one of them told me that he did this, so I won't say who. But can like a building owner, can he turn around and bring out, go get some asphalt and fill up a hole himself?
We're not gonna say no to that.
Okay.
We're not gonna say go ahead and do it either, but
Yeah,
it's,
Right.
but you're probably not, the inspector isn't gonna come out and
No.
inspect them.
We're not gonna fine them, but at the same time, I would tell them to save their money, because generally the asphalt that you buy at like a Home Depot or whatever is meant for a driveway. And a lot of people go out and put that stuff into a street and it's gonna pop out in a week, so.
But definitely understand, but like I
Sure.
said, it's the money. This year, we also, in addition to our normal pavement management, we did have a clip project on 4th Street. This is in front of Tire Town. It was extremely rough in front of Tire Town, if you remember. And so there was curb work, localized sidewalk replacements, and then some patching work, and then a mill and overlay of the roadway. Turned out really nice.
and there was about 300 feet in front of Tire Town to the south that we had to do 3-inch overlay, because it was really, the engineer said we need to do something more than 2, you need to mill it down deeper.
And the nice thing about these projects is, these are through KDOT, up to $400,000 in reimbursement for eligible expenses. Now jumping over to sidewalks, community development block grant. This project was just completed within the last 2 weeks. This is on Kiowa, from 4th to 2nd. So a new sidewalk on there, along with new ADA ramps. Then we also just completed, I would say probably last week, sidewalk on 2nd Avenue. This is by the church. And this is ahead of, we're doing a granite sill on the streets starting in September. And so we wanted to get the curbs and the sidewalks replaced before we actually did a surface sill on the roadway. Upcoming projects, our ADA sidewalk ramp improvements in our downtown. That's 100% funding, up to $629,000 through KDOT. It's a Transportation Alternatives Grant. Our construction will be in 2026. Our Safe Routes to School Planning Grant, again, that's a 100% funding through KDOT, identified as a need in our Vision Zero Action Plan. We had a kickoff meeting for that last week.
Yeah.
Safety improvements on 10th and Limit. We're getting up to $1 million in safety funding funneled through KDOT. That intersection was identified in our Vision Zero Action Plan. Bidding is next month on September 17th. And so you'll be seeing this right as of now, September 23rd, for a possible award. Spring and summer of 2026 construction, that is redoing the intersection, adding a southbound right turn lane and all new signals. Violet Street sidewalk improvements from 10th to 22nd, the project that we actually started into 2022. It's actually scheduled for bidding in October of this year. And so that's sidewalks, replacing bad sidewalks and sidewalks on this that are non-existent from 10 to 20th. And then from 20th to 22nd, we're putting sidewalk on the north side, some stormwater improvements, as well as a pedestrian crossing right there at Henry Leavenworth School. It's a nice project. 4th Street improvements to Seneca and Metropolitan. We just got a notice of award on that project within the last few weeks. It's another city connecting link project. It's scheduled for 2027, which we felt was perfect timing when we redid 4th Street down our downtown up to Seneca. This one goes from Seneca all the way to Metropolitan. It will tie in with the project Centennial Bridge. So we'll have a really nice looking corridor when this and the bridge are completed. Stormwater projects in Bob Doherty Park, 6th Avenue and Chestnut, 14th and Osage, and numerous failed CMPs and associated sinkholes throughout our town. For our WPC, a new switchgear is being designed for WPC. It's bidding later in 25 with the 26 construction. New screw press for our dewatering of our sludge that has been ordered. It's a long lead time on that one. Master plan update for WPC is underway, and we're currently collecting data for our consultant. And then we do have a manhole rehabilitation project planned for later this fall. And a couple of short drone videos. Our GIS department has actually 2 drones. And so this is our municipal service center. We flew this the other day. And at the top, what you'll see is also our new building that we just completed. It was early this year. This is the combined Public Works and PD building on the north end of the property. Right in the middle frame. This is all our salt gear. The piles of material there is actually in advance of our granite seal.
Yeah.
We're storing that for Vance Brothers will be using that as their stockpile. And so there's the new building. Coming up on our recycle center. And that's our salt dome. And kind of right in the middle there's a little canopy. That's actually our fueling station, and the commission approved, I think we're looking in the 26 or 27 CIP to replace the underground fuel tanks, which have definitely exceeded their life.
I just want to note how clean and organized they keep that lot. It would be very easy to keep it, to make it junky. And I appreciate that they work hard to keep it organized.
Actually, a couple of years ago, it was pretty junky.
Yep.
And the folks out there did a fantastic job of keeping it in better shape. Streets, again, the streets, we do a lot of things, the street department. I'm gonna click, this is snow removal. We have a quick video. This is,
This was from the big snow we had last year.
I remember this.
and so people wonder how we get rid of snow in our downtown because you can't bury people's sidewalks at businesses, and we need to have our parking open. And so we contract out snow removal. They bring in a conveyor and load out the trucks.
This is Lexico, is one of our snow contractors, and they have that conveyor machine.
Yep.
We hope not to have to do that this year.
Yeah.
Never know. And then our crews between pothole patching, crack sealing, we respond to down trees. Anytime there's a storm event, we're out there removing trees. He did allow us to purchase new equipment this year. On the left is a new rubber tire loader, and on the right is a new Caterpillar skid loader. Solid waste, example of how we dump. On the left would be our special waste or grit from our wastewater treatment plant. And then on the right, you can see we really pack these things pretty full. And this is dumping down in Shawnee's landfill. And there's been discussion as that the commission is looking at various options as we move forward. This is the old landfill site down off of Gilman Road. That would be a possible site for a consolidation station or a future transfer station. We also have an active brush site that is actually heavily used. It's on the other side of the railway tracks, right up against the Missouri River. WPC, Water Pollution Control, there's another video. It's actually, if you ever see what trickling filters do, this is a great video. So the buildings with the domes on them, that's our sludge storage buildings. And you fly over that building there is the current admin building with the belt press above it. Which, yeah, makes no sense. Primary clarifiers are the round structures. Aeration basin on the left where you see the bubbles. The building in the upper left is actually our UV disinfection. That's the final process before it is released. Those are our final clarifiers. And as he turns the drone, you'll actually see our new admin building. I think we got a certificate of occupancy on Friday for our new building.
When's the ribbon cutting?
Yeah. When's the party?
We can set that up. If you want to do it, we can set one up.
It's nice.
Tim's bringing brownies.
So these are our 3 trickling filters. 2 of them are in operation. The one in the middle, you can see the mechanism's actually sitting on the ground. We're in the process of repairing that.
That's a lot of land back there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And the dump truck sitting there, you actually pull the dump truck into that building and the dried sludge goes into it.
The old one or the new one?
The old one.
And Brian, that current admin building right there
Yeah.
with the press above it, how old is that? When was that done?
The plant was built in the 70s, and so I would say that was probably the time frame.
So somebody in the 70s had a great idea of putting that press above where it was.
Above where we work, yeah.
And they've been working there ever since.
Right above the break room. It is right above the break room.
Yeah.
And this, I'll go through this quick. This flow chart, we have a real I&I
I was there in
problem
the
in
winter,
town,
it
as
smelled bad.
most communities do. I&I is inflow and infiltration. We really have a bad inflow problem because what we're seeing when a rain event happens, the volume at the plant skyrockets very quickly. So it's direct connection into our system. So we're in the process of trying to find those locations. Just again, photographs of them removing the mechanisms for the trickling filter. There's an example of a sewer line that we're going out to bid, I think, this week.
Yep.
This is actually kind of behind the industrial park.
It's behind the
Doggy
doggy
daycare.
daycare, Rover Wood or Rover something there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's behind there and it's straight north of the back of the Walmart store.
This pipe used to be underground. This is a problem with erosion in this ditch. This was a buried pipe. Over time, stormwater has come through, and so this pipe now is an aerial crossing. It's not supported. It's out in the air. And so we have a project to come and to rework that. And then just some quick pictures of the new building at WPC as it goes up. This is our new conference room,
Oh, that's nice.
break room, and then some of the offices that we have out there. So, it turned out really, really nice.
Good.
Awesome.
And then engineering, we don't need to, that's just us. This is, you want to go to the dashboard real quick? So this is something our inspectors do. Shane is one of our main inspectors, so we got a project. Everything's used by tablet and goes to, locked into this. You can click on this, daily inspection reports, pictures that were taken that day. So everything is kind of real time. Something's happening in the field, we know about it. So, and again, our inspections department, we have from a building inspection department, we have Hal, our chief building inspector, and 2 inspectors that work for Hal. And one thing I'll say is, keep cursoring through, this presentation we actually are going to put online.
Oh, good.
And so we're going to post this tomorrow, the storybook. GIS, like I said, there's some of the drones that we have. And then us as Public Works, every May you celebrate our Public Works Week towards the end of May. We very much thank you for letting us have a picnic, just to thank our folks for the hard work they do.
I think it's great that you invite the county and Lansing and.
Yeah, like this
I think
year,
it's
we
awesome.
actually had Lansing Public Works, Leavenworth County Public Works, and a number of people from KDOT came.
That's really,
And
yeah.
so
that's
it was really nice to see. And then the last picture, Colette was our longtime administrative assistant. She retired. She's kind of there in the middle. And this picture actually has blasts from the past. In the back is Mike McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
He was our Public Works Director for 32 years. So it was, that's
Mike Cooper.
Mike Cooper.
Yeah,
He was the deputy director.
Yep.
So. And
That's awesome.
I think that's it. Oh, and Heather, our GIS, want to talk about GIS just real quickly?
Sure. So in 2025, so myself and one other individual, my supervisor, we update and expand more than 80 citywide databases, improving our accuracy and infrastructure. Using our GPS, our GPS unit, we collect new field data for utilities, sanitary sewer structures, stormwater structures, elevations, and like city utilities such as like our city electric and our city water, helping us to identify any improvements that we need to do. As you've seen, we have a drone. We do have 2 actually now. That helps us find inaccessible features that we can't maybe physically go in and do. But we've also, as you've seen here, we do a strong use of different applications. So we have our dashboards, which my mouse has disappeared. So our pavement management, our daily reports, as well as some other ones. Public Works has made a really great use of those. And then other departments such as police, fire, parks, and community development continue to use more of like a traditional support from us and their daily operations, such as our actual GIS website that we host all of our 80 different data sets. And then, so we've continued to use dashboards, and then what the presentation was done on is a story map. And then we have actually completed 4 other story maps along with this. So that way we can continue to do that to keep everything transparent to the public. So this is actually on our Public Works page
That's awesome.
that everybody can go to. Just click this button here.
That's a nice looking guy.
What happened? Made him put a tie on.
And then, as we do updates for big projects, we can add it into the story map.
That's incredible. Yeah, good job.
So you guys have done amazing things.
Yes, they have.
They really have.
And it's so easy to direct people to your websites to look it up, so thank you for that.
And like my wife and I go out, walking and running and stuff, and I like to see, the signage talking about how tax dollars got used for a certain project like that. Because a lot of times, they're not going to necessarily go to the website, and on their own. So it's nice to see that.
Yeah.
I might add that one of the stormwater complaints last week for Iowa Street, where we had done some previous projects, GIS went out and tried to drone fly it, but the leaf coverage is too high, we can't see. He made contact with that person and told him we were gonna come back in the fall. We're not sitting on it, we're gonna investigate and see what's going on, but
Good.
We want to fly that whole corridor.
we're gonna fly that ditch and stuff and see if there's truly a lot of change or if it's minimal change.
Can I make a plug for ADA compliant corner on, it's where Spruce turns into 7th to 5th, no, 5th to 7th. It's where Lavery's Jewelry is.
Yeah.
That lady calls me quite often. If we can put that on one of the lists.
We have it on the list.
Okay, good.
I've talked to her myself several times.
Okay,
And we're not ignoring it, but that's a very difficult one to do. If you remember, she's got that cobblestone looking sidewalk. And to go up to the building, if you'll look, she's got like concrete pushed up to get in her building. We're not sure what we can do without doing a lot. And we can do the intersection to where she can have people come out of the car and go
Yeah.
up. But they still gotta get in her building, so it's on our to-do list and it's there and we're aware of it.
Okay.
We gotta work it
That
in
was-
in
that
one of our
was a challenge.
projects.
That was-
We gotta work it in, but we're trying to still figure
maybe
it
just
out.
keep her in the loop. I think that makes her happy.
Okay.
Any other questions for us?
No, thank you. That was a really good report.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate that.
So if there's a couple of points I would like to emphasize on this project. First of all, nothing grinds my gears more than reading or hearing that the city doesn't do anything when it comes to infrastructure. We are very busy. They work very hard. They do a lot for a little. The other thing that I want to very hammer across is that as much work as we do, it is never enough. And we're in a very old city, especially when it comes to stormwater. Water flows downhill, right? So we're not only getting all of Leavenworth's water, we're getting all of Leavenworth County water in probably other counties too, because we're right by the river. So all of that stormwater goes somewhere and it goes to Leavenworth. And so when we talk about, these orange fence projects, again, we have a list of 100 projects, right? I will tell you right now, we are losing. And at the current rate, we will never catch up and it'll only get worse. So the sinkholes that we're seeing now, we're getting half dozen a year, maybe, more than that. So, those are the lines that we know about, and as they mentioned, they all tend to be one line. Well, more lines are gonna start to fail. So, or probably already have, and we just haven't seen it yet. So, point being, when we talk about this, that, I hate to be that guy always asking for more money, but here we are. We collect, our stormwater fund is money in, money out. When we collect stormwater money, we collect about $1.1 million a year. We spend almost all of it every single year, and we're not getting caught up. So when we talk about that in the next couple of years, we need to really look into, yes, we're gonna do our best to find grants to cover the ground there, but we really need to look into how we are paying for our stormwater projects and if we're adequately funding it, because it's not working, so.
Real quick question, Brian, where are you guys at on implementation of any new, AI technology or anything like that, looking at, from an analytics standpoint, from the information, because you guys are collecting a lot of information.
Correct.
Have you started looking into that, or is it something on your radar?
It's actually something on our radar. I have a meeting tomorrow with an engineering firm to talk about.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
So,
Okay, cool. Love
Just
to see it.
starting out.
Yeah, I'd love to see an update and kind of what that, maybe in a few weeks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Starting to use a lot lately, so cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It was good.
Scott, do you have anything for us?
A couple things that I have, I assume you're talking just in general, not.
It was a
Okay.
great presentation.
You should have in front of you, first of all, you have the the updated one-pager for the budget. That includes the new numbers based on our recommendation for Aetna. So we will email that to you as well. We'll post it to our website, all that. As far as we're concerned, it's ready to go out. Feel free to take a look at it, and if you have any comments, we'll wait a day or two to send it, just to make sure, but otherwise, let us know. Also, you should have the trash survey results in front of you. We will walk you through that in the September study session. The timing was just a little awkward, we couldn't get it on tonight's agenda, but we wanted you to have it so you could review it. It's really, truthfully, the results are only about 5-6 pages, and then it's about 20 pages of comments.
It looks to me like, it's obvious that not all residents were Leavenworth residents, because they're making comments about their trash in Lansing.
Yeah. We did our best to geolocate, but.
Right, I got it.
There may be some overlap there. So those are the two things that I had, unless you guys had questions for me.
When are these gonna go out again, Scott?
Well, we'll give you guys maybe a day or two to look them over, but otherwise, we're ready to send it out. So if we don't hear anything from you guys, then we'll send it out this week.
Yeah, make sure Nancy and Jermaine get a copy.
We will, yeah, we'll email it to you
Oh,
guys.
you do, okay.
Yeah.
Good, do you have anything?
No, I would there's a bullet point on proposed to freeze and staff wages. If we're not gonna do that, I don't think we need
Oh,
we
yeah.
should take that off of
Good
there.
catch already.
So, no, I don't have anything. Thank you for tonight, so.
Ed?
I've had fun,
Yeah.
but my fun meter is pegged.
At 2 hours. Jermaine's not here tonight. He did send me a note to let everyone know. Thank you for everyone who's reached out to him after his sister's death. He's still struggling with the grieving process, and he wasn't able to be here with us tonight, but he appreciates your thoughts and prayers, and wanted me to relay that to you guys. So thank you for that. With that, I don't have anything else.
Did you have overtime questions you wanted to discuss?
Oh, I think I'll do that.
Just wait,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, do I need a motion to adjourn?
No.
Or just adjourn, yeah, we're done.